Hey boxing fans, it's Ingram Jones here from Bayloric TV Boxing Channel. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the videos, tweet it out. Thanks, appreciate that. So here we are, a post-fight video for Arthur Abraham versus Martin Murray. Arthur Abraham defending his world title in Germany. A lot of the British support for Martin Murray. The comments that I read were Abraham was getting old, he's too old, he's past it, and Murray was going to win the fight. The fight would go 12 rounds, Murray would win the fight, he'd outpoint Abraham. So logical thinking was that tough guy Murray, he'd go 12 rounds of Abraham and possibly could take the fight and put pressure on Abraham and win the fight late. Points. Well, it's difficult to get a decision in Germany from the get-go. Before you even get on a plane and go to Germany, you know it's difficult. So the game plan would be, if you're going to push Arthur Abraham, you're going to be non-stop punching from round 1 to round 12. That wasn't the game plan. The game plan, according to Oliver Harrison and Martin Murray, was to throw pitter-patter punches and to mess Abraham about, as you heard by Oliver Harrison in the corner. Murray landed a very good shot in round 6, but failed to capitalise. See, when I look at Martin Murray, he looks like a top 10 contender. He looks like a gatekeeper, but he certainly doesn't look like a world champion. There's always been something missing about Martin Murray, and it's the same old. It's like watching Martin Murray just with a repeat button. Same old Martin Murray. Same old Martin Murray. Nearly Martin Murray. And I blame not so much Martin Murray himself, because he's following the lead of his trainer, but I blame his trainer. If you're going to Germany, surely you know the score from before you leave. You pack your bags and you leave the UK to go to Germany. You know the score. You know you're going against a wild, crafty veteran in Abraham. You know that if you hold Abraham for any amount of time in Germany, the referee eventually is going to punish you for that. Have you not learnt your lessons from 3 world title fights? This is what is a problem with these trainers who, don't take the time to examine and they say, oh, we've looked at every possible opportunity or every possible angle there could be at this fight. No, you haven't. You're lying. You didn't. Because you go to Germany, you know the crowd's going to be against you. So you've got to win the fight, the rounds, decisively. Messing Arthur Abraham around in Germany doesn't work. So it's like a domestic strategy with a world champion. You allow Arthur Abraham to flurry. When Arthur Abraham brings his hands up, and this is a repeated pattern that was going in 12 rounds, and his trainer couldn't even lock this down. Example number 1, Arthur Abraham would put his hands up, and then his arms would get tired, so he brings his arms down. If you could count the amount of times Arthur Abraham brought his arms down, at no point in time did Martin Murray jump in when his hands are down and try and throw punches. Not once. And as a trainer, I would have said, look, this guy's actually dropping his hands. That would have been an opportunity to land clean punches. So I don't know what the game plan was, and you've got to prize open Arthur Abraham. He landed with a good shot in the 6th round, but there's no urgency in Murray's work. No urgency. So I blame the trainer for that, and I blame Martin Murray because, you want to become champion of the world. Not the best personality. I'm fed up of Sky saying he's a nice guy. He's a genuine personality. This isn't a personality contest here. This is about becoming champion of the world. And you've got to make changes. And I'm sorry, but for me, there are fans saying, oh, well, it's disgusting. What do you expect going to Germany? You expect favours in Germany? I mean, come on. I'm not making excuses, but Murray wasn't good enough on the night. He wasn't good enough. and you know, down the stretch as usual, Martin Murray I don't think did enough. Typical. And he's had 4 world title shots now. I felt that Abraham would be bigger and stronger in the fight, and it looked like that. Abraham landed the cleaner, telling, harder punches. Murray at times, when he was boxing, he had his hands down by his side. I don't know what he was doing then. And he was open to big shots to the head. And those shots are telling. You can't. And the other thing is, you're not prizing the one guy open. Your shots are hitting the arms and the gloves and the elbows, and yet you are open at times. Incessant holding. So I think Martin Murray could have done so much better in this fight. But again, I blame Oliver Harrison as the main problem here, and his action replay in not one fight, but now 4 world title fights. Martin Murray is, again, a contender, a gatekeeper. But you got to look at this guy and think to yourself, okay, so if he were to win the world title, how long would he keep the world title for? See, Martin Murray to me would be a title holder, not a world champion. Some of the guys just hold a belt for a defense or 2 and then get beat. So for me, the move from middleweight to super middleweight, yes, you know, Murray is not a big puncher. So I guess now he'll be the acid test for people like Callum Smith. And if George Groves is to make a comeback against him, no, I don't want to see James DeGale versus Martin Murray. And no, I don't think if there was a rematch, Murray could win it, because I actually believe that Arthur Abraham would get cute, smart, like he did with Paul Smith, and do a better job. And actually, I think Paul Smith did a better job against Arthur Abraham in the first fight than Martin Murray did. So there you go. I did have a thought to myself tonight, what would have happened if Joe Gallagher was in the corner with Martin Murray tonight? Because I think Martin Murray is a better fighter than Paul Smith. I only say that as to say that obviously Crolla won the world title tonight, and Joe Gallagher said something very key in the corner of Crolla. He said you need to see the nasty side of Anthony Crolla, and I'd even saying the same thing to Martin Murray. We need to see a nasty side tonight. We need to see you put this guy on the back foot for 12 rounds and don't allow him to get out of that corner. Really put it on him. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Love to know what you think. I'm out. Take care.